Hi, my people. Hi, how are you doing? Welcome back to Sonia KE. Thank you so much for clicking to this particular video. I'm very grateful. I'm going to go straight into 3 tips. I'm giving you guys 3 tips on how to build confidence that has worked for me and that I've used over and over again in my day-to-day life, and that has made me the person I am today. Well, so now I want to start with a short story. So there's a time when always I remember my my beginnings are not so good. I was not the most confident person. I was not the kind of person who could speak in front of people. In fact, even speaking in front of a camera like this is something that for me has come over time. I was not born with it, and most of these things, skills and these things we do, nobody is born with them. It's just a desire, then you keep on practicing. So I wasn't confident, but then and I think I didn't believe in myself so much. Then I stumbled upon an organization called YWCA. This YWCA is Young Women Christian Association. So this organization has really nurtured me to be the person I am today. And the kind of leaders I got there were the kind of people who would throw you to the deep end because they saw something in me that I didn't see. I remember a time that I was just told, you're leading the meeting today. And I'm like, what? Me? Speak in front of people? I didn't think that I would be able to handle it. So such, it just pushed me to my end and I kept on bouncing back, and I was like, okay, fine, if they believe in me, then maybe there's something I can do. So you see, I wasn't born confident, but nowadays, even when I speak to you, even when I meet you, I'm the most confident person regardless of what's going on in my life. So these are the 3 tips that I would like to share with you that works every time, and even, when you don't think so. Now, the first tip that I would like to share is that you have to mind your inner thoughts. Like, think positive, mind your inner thoughts, especially in the long term. If you want to build confidence in the long term, and if you're building confidence not just for that particular meeting, but generally, if you want to be a confident person, express yourself and things like that, you have to mind your inner thoughts. Let me share with you guys. There's no one who has it easy. There's no one who's perfect. There's no one whose life is going smoothly. Everybody is handling something all the time. The difference is that realizing it's life, and that difficulty is part of life, and always being positive. I've shared this so many times that we need to keep positive. It impacts so many things, even on how you interact with people, your self-confidence, the way you value yourself, your self-worth, the way you communicate what you believe in. Trust me, what you think matters. So mind your inner thoughts and make sure that your inner thoughts are those of positivity. Yeah, instead of thinking of something that's affecting you negatively, think of it positively. For example, if your child is sick and it's affecting you and you're thinking, me, it's a very painful process and it's a very hard time for you, but you have to think positively. How do you switch it positively? Well, she's sick, but she's going to be okay. I just have to take her to the hospital. Have I given her the medicine? She's improving today. Appreciate those small wins, yeah? And think of it positively. Oh, my child, why is she the one who's sick? Why is not the other one? You're draining yourself. Think positively all the time, always. Keep records of positive thoughts. Every time it's negative, find out switching it to positive. It builds you and it helps you. As a first tip. And then number 2, and tying it to that, is self-love. I don't know how to ever insist on this self-love thing, because for me it was also really hard, because growing up, I think I didn't really get a definition of what it means to love myself, because everybody would throw to you whatever they wanted to throw to you, and you probably don't have a defense mechanism, and nobody I didn't have those what is this called, like assurance and positive affirmations while growing up. So you grow up empty. So I struggled so much with self-love. But when I realized that I need to put me first, I need to understand what my needs are, I need to be selfish once in a while and focus on me, it has really helped me to switch my focus on how everybody else is not good to me, and realize that, you know what, I'm also not good to myself. So a bit of self-love. I don't know what it is that you are going through or how different your situation is with mine, but the definition of self-love will always be different depending on the person, but it boils down to one thing. How do you value yourself? Like, according to you, what are you doing to you to validate you and to make you important. Like, how do you put yourself first? Is it in terms of money? Is it in terms of food? Is it in terms of health? Is it in terms of a career? Is it in terms of your education? Is it in terms of your relationship with others? Is it in terms of the friends that you choose? Is it in terms of, there are a million ways that you can deliberately focus on yourself and deliberately drop certain things just for the sake of you. You know, I do it even when I'm uncomfortable. For example, with friends, if there's a friend that the energy is draining, and they're usually the ones that bring themselves, if I have such, it doesn't matter, I drop you because you put yourself first. Put yourself first. So the number one was mind your inner thoughts. Number two is now love yourself. Mind your inner thoughts, that's like working on the inside. Love yourself is now proactively working on the outer things that you do to be able to build you. And then number three, after you've done all that, you need to keep a portfolio of good. Then it helps you and motivates you to do more good. If you are able to finish your school, regardless of the grade you've gotten, keep that as a record of good. If you are able to achieve ABCD, keep that as a record of good. Even just going through the day without daydreaming, for example, keep that record. Keep a record of good. Whether you want to write it down, noting down, I've realized that noting down really helps, because even later on you can go back to it and you can read it. Sometimes I've read journals that I wrote a long time ago, and I'm like, wow, okay, so this time this is what I was going through, and you realize, oh, now things have even changed, this is not even something I'm worried about. Then you realize that even what I'm going through right now, it's going to be okay with time. Keep a record of good. Keep a record. If you don't want to write down physically, we now have smartphones that allows us to have those notes. You can just be doing small notes every day of positive things that you've achieved, or things that you think that you can count as your blessing, just to keep a record of good. A portfolio, like build a portfolio of the things that Sonia has achieved, of the things that you wanted to do and you have been able to do. Keep that record. Don't let them go, no matter how small, even if it's just a small thing. With time, you realize that when you go back and see it, and you're like, wow, there was something good here. Very simple tips, very easy tips, and again, that's what it is about this channel. We don't complicate it. If it's complicated, we break it down, but in an effort to make people live better lives, to motivate, to encourage, and to just, we thrive. We strive to thrive every day. Yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Share, subscribe, like, comment, connect with me on all the social media platforms, and see you in the next video. Bye.